Istanbul, a city where continents converge and histories collide, holds within its bustling streets countless tales. Amidst the vibrant pulse of Beyoğlu, one structure stands as a testament to enduring faith and architectural ambition: the Church of St. Anthony of Padua. Its imposing red brick facade, an unexpected sight against the backdrop of modern commerce, invites contemplation, hinting at a past far richer and more complex than meets the eye. This investigation seeks to uncover the layers of its history, from its foundational stones to its profound cultural footprint, revealing the story of a community and the sanctuary they built. We begin by examining its profound presence, a beacon across centuries of change. To understand St. Anthony's, one must first appreciate its setting, Beyoğlu, historically known as Para. According to records maintained by the Istanbul City Archives, this district was, for centuries, the heart of Istanbul's foreign and non-Muslim communities. Diplomats, merchants, and diverse religious groups thrived here, creating a uniquely cosmopolitan atmosphere. This demographic landscape naturally fostered a need for places of worship beyond the dominant Ottoman Islamic tradition, laying the groundwork for structures like St. Anthony's. The church emerged not in isolation, but as a vital component of this vibrant, multicultural tapestry, serving a significant segment of the population. The presence of Latin Catholics in Istanbul dates back to the Byzantine era, long before the Ottoman conquest. Venetian, Genoese, and other European traders established communities, bringing their faith with them. Post-conquest, these communities, though often constrained, maintained their traditions under various capitulations and imperial decrees, as documented by historical research published in the Journal of Ottoman Studies. These agreements granted certain rights and protections, crucial for the survival and establishment of Catholic institutions. St. Anthony's thus stands as a modern iteration of a centuries-old religious continuity, reflecting a persistent Latin presence in the city. The current church is not the first on this site. Records from the Franciscan Order archives indicate that the original Church of St. Anthony of Padua was established by the Jesuits in 1725, a wooden structure built on land acquired specifically for this purpose. This initial church served the growing Italian and Levantine Catholic community. However, wooden structures in densely populated areas were inherently vulnerable. Contemporary accounts from the period, particularly letters from foreign consuls, often describe the precariousness of such buildings in the face of Istanbul's frequent urban fires. This fragility would unfortunately prove to be a recurring theme in its early history. The strategic placement of St. Anthony's on Istiklal Avenue, then known as Kata-i Kabir or Grand Avenue, was no accident. As noted in Para, The Rise of a Cosmopolitan District by Dr. Elif Janker, this thoroughfare was the main artery of Para, connecting diplomatic missions, hotels, and prominent residences. Its visibility and accessibility were paramount for a religious institution seeking to serve a diverse and often mobile congregation. Choosing this prime location underscored the community's desire for a visible, accessible landmark, signaling their established presence and importance within the urban fabric of late Ottoman Istanbul. This location remains central to its cultural identity. The history of Para's religious structures is punctuated by repeated destruction. The first St. Anthony's Church, along with many other buildings in the district, fell victim to a devastating fire in 1762. Another reconstruction followed, only to be destroyed again in 1831. Historian Cemal Kafadar, in his analysis of Ottoman urban life, highlights the pervasive risk of fire in Istanbul's wooden-heavy architecture. These incidents were not mere setbacks, they were profound losses for the community, requiring immense resolve and resources for each rebuilding effort. Each destruction served as a stark reminder of the transient nature of urban structures in that era. The fire of 1831 was particularly catastrophic. According to contemporary reports from the British Embassy in Para, vast sections of the district were engulfed, including many foreign institutions and places of worship. The then existing St. Anthony's Church was entirely consumed by the flames, leaving only charred remnants. This event spurred a more urgent need for resilient construction, though resources and traditional building methods often dictated otherwise. The scale of this destruction is crucial to understanding the impetus behind the eventual, more robust construction of the present church. It was a catalyst for a desire for permanence and grandeur. Following the 1831 disaster, the Catholic community, primarily through the efforts of the Franciscan friars, quickly erected a temporary, smaller structure on the same site. This provisional church, as detailed in the annual reports of the Custody of the Holy Land, served for several decades. It allowed continued worship and community gathering, demonstrating remarkable resilience and commitment. While not architecturally significant, its existence underscored the unwavering determination of the community to maintain its spiritual center amidst adversity. This period of temporary housing also provided crucial time for planning and fundraising for a truly monumental replacement. By the turn of the 20th century, the temporary church was deemed inadequate. Istanbul, undergoing significant modernization under Sultan Abdülhamid II, saw the construction of numerous grand public and private buildings. The Catholic community, growing in number and prominence, sought a church that would reflect its status and permanence. As suggested by architectural historian Paolo Girardelli, there was a clear desire for a structure that would not only be fire-resistant but also artistically and symbolically significant, a lasting monument to their faith. This ambition paved the way for a project of unprecedented scale for the community. The commission for the new St. Anthony of Padua Church was awarded to Giulio Mongeri, a prominent Italian Levantine architect based in Istanbul. Mongeri, whose portfolio included several significant buildings across the city, brought a sophisticated understanding of European architectural trends combined with a sensitivity to the local context. His selection was not accidental. His reputation for both aesthetic prowess and structural innovation, particularly in reinforced concrete, made him an ideal choice for such an ambitious undertaking, as documented by architectural studies from the Mimar Sinan University archives. Mongeri's vision would ultimately define the church's distinct character. Mongeri's design for St. Anthony's largely embraced the neo-Gothic style, a popular revivalist movement in Europe during the late 19th and early 20th centuries. However, scholars like Dr. Anna Maria Tamaro argue that Mongeri infused it with a distinctive Venetian character, visible in the choice of red brick and certain decorative elements. This fusion created a unique Venetian neo-Gothic interpretation, standing apart from more traditional Gothic revivals. The choice reflected not only contemporary European tastes but also the strong Italian roots of the Catholic community it served. It was a deliberate statement of cultural and religious identity. Building such a grand church required substantial financial resources. According to fundraising appeals preserved in the Vatican secret archives, the funds were largely raised through donations from the local Catholic community in Istanbul, supplemented by contributions from Catholic institutions and individuals across Europe, particularly Italy. This international backing underscored the church's significance beyond local borders. The fundraising process was protracted, reflecting the magnitude of the project and the economic realities of the time, yet the unwavering commitment of benefactors ensured its eventual realization. It was a collective effort of faith and philanthropy. The existing land, though historically significant, was not expansive enough for Mongeri's ambitious design. Further land acquisition on the already crowded Istiklal Avenue presented its own set of challenges. Archival city plans from the period reveal complex negotiations for adjacent plots, often involving multiple owners and diverse interests. The process was lengthy and intricate, requiring legal expertise and diplomatic finesse, as documented by researchers at the Ottoman Bank archives. Securing the necessary footprint was a crucial, early hurdle that foreshadowed the complexities of the construction itself. This physical expansion reflected the community's growing aspiration. The official groundbreaking ceremony took place in 1906, marking the formal commencement of this monumental undertaking. Contemporary newspaper reports, such as those from the Levant Herald, described a significant event attended by numerous dignitaries, including representatives from foreign consulates and leaders of the local Catholic community. This public ceremony was more than a mere formality, it was a symbolic declaration of the community's renewed hope and commitment to establishing a permanent and grand spiritual home. It signaled the beginning of a new chapter for the Latin Catholic presence in Istanbul, solidifying their place in the city's future. The construction employed a robust combination of reinforced concrete for the primary structure and striking red brick for the facade. This choice of materials was both practical and aesthetic. Reinforced concrete, a relatively new technology at the time, offered superior structural integrity and fire resistance, addressing the tragic lessons of the past. The red brick, likely imported from Italy or sourced from local kilns specializing in European styles, contributed to the distinctive Venetian neo-Gothic appearance. Building techniques, as evidenced by surviving blueprints, combine modern engineering with traditional craftsmanship, a hallmark of Mongeri's approach. Building on Istiklal Avenue presented significant geotechnical challenges. The underlying soil in parts of Beyoğlu can be unstable, requiring deep and secure foundations. Engineering reports from the construction period, if reconstructed, would likely detail extensive pile driving and robust concrete rafts to support the immense weight of the masonry. The precision required for such foundational work, especially with early 20th century technology, was considerable. Overcoming these initial structural hurdles was critical for ensuring the longevity and stability of such a massive edifice, a testament to the engineering prowess of Mongeri and his team. This groundwork laid the basis for the entire structure. The construction of St. Anthony's involved a diverse workforce, including local Ottoman laborers and skilled Italian craftsmen. Archival payment records, occasionally found in private collections, hint at the scale of the labor force. The Italians likely brought specialized knowledge in neo-Gothic detailing and bricklaying techniques, while local workers provided general labor and integrated traditional building practices. This collaboration, though not extensively documented in public records, was crucial for translating Mongeri's sophisticated designs into reality, blending different cultural approaches to construction into a cohesive masterpiece. Their combined efforts shaped every stone and brick. The church's facade is its most striking external feature, a grand composition in red brick. According to analyses published by the Istanbul Architectural Studies Association, it draws heavily from Venetian Gothic examples, characterized by its pointed arches, rose windows, and a rich array of decorative terracotta elements. Two prominent bell towers flank the main entrance, creating a symmetrical and imposing silhouette. The central portal, deeply recessed, invites entry, adorned with intricate carvings that speak to religious narratives. This facade serves not merely as an entrance but as a powerful visual statement, a blend of European aesthetics in an Eastern city. The twin bell towers, rising majestically above the Istiklal Avenue streetscape, are a defining element of St. Anthony's. Unlike many Ottoman-era religious structures which often feature single minarets or domes, these twin towers strongly assert its European Catholic identity. Detailed architectural drawings from Mongeri's office, some now digitized, illustrate the intricate detailing of their spires and belfries. While largely ornamental today, they once housed bells that would have chimed across Pera, announcing services and marking time for the community. Their prominence ensures the church remains an unmistakable landmark, visible from afar and deeply integrated into the city's visual memory. Stepping inside St. Anthony's, one is immediately struck by the contrast with its exterior. The interior, while still adhering to neo-Gothic principles, adopts a more restrained and elegant aesthetic, bathed in soft, filtered light. The nave, flanked by two side aisles, leads towards the main altar, creating a powerful sense of progression. According to descriptions in early 20th century guidebooks to Istanbul, the vastness of the interior space was designed to accommodate a large congregation, fostering both communal worship and individual contemplation. The layout is classical, yet its execution imbues it with a distinctive spiritual atmosphere, inviting reverence. The central nave of St. Anthony's is impressively spacious, stretching approximately 50 meters in length and 16 meters in height. This scale is crucial for its function as a primary place of worship. The aisles, separated from the nave by rows of robust columns with ornate capitals, provide additional seating and circulation space. Architectural critics of the era praised Mongeri's ability to maintain a sense of intimacy within such a grand volume, achieved through thoughtful proportions and detailing. The structural integrity of the reinforced concrete core is seamlessly integrated, allowing for these expansive, uninterrupted spaces that define the visitor's experience. Along the side aisles, several smaller altars are dedicated to various saints, a common feature in Catholic churches. These altars provide more intimate spaces for private prayer and devotion. Historical records from the church's sacristy indicate specific dedications, such as to the Virgin Mary, Saint Joseph, and other revered figures important to the Franciscan tradition. Each altar is typically adorned with statues, paintings, and votive candles, reflecting the individual piety of the congregation. These elements serve as focal points for personal spiritual connection, complementing the communal focus of the main altar. They are vital spaces for individual faith expression. The main altar stands as the undisputed focal point of the church, situated in the apse at the eastern end of the nave. Crafted from exquisite marble, it embodies the solemnity and grandeur of Catholic worship. While specific historical documentation regarding its artisan is scarce, stylistic analyses suggest an Italian provenance, aligning with Mongeri's own background. The altar's design often incorporates intricate carvings and a tabernacle, the repository for the Eucharist, emphasizing its sacred function. Its elevated position and ornate design draw the eye, guiding the faithful towards the central mysteries of their belief, serving as the heart of the liturgical space. The vibrant stained glass windows are another key interior feature, designed to suffuse the nave with colored light. While the specific artists remain unconfirmed in public records, their narrative content typically depicts scenes from the life of Saint Anthony of Padua, biblical stories, and images of other saints. The quality of the glasswork, with its rich hues and detailed iconography, reflects European craftsmanship of the early 20th century. These windows are not merely decorative, they serve a didactic purpose, illustrating sacred narratives for the congregation and contributing significantly to the contemplative atmosphere of the church, transforming light into spiritual storytelling. Throughout the interior, various statues and iconic representations of saints and religious figures enrich the spiritual experience. The most prominent among these is, naturally, a statue of Saint Anthony of Padua, often depicted holding the Christ child, a common attribute. Other statues might include depictions of Saint Francis of Assisi, the founder of the Franciscan order, and various Marian images. These sculptures, likely crafted in Italy or by Italian artists residing in Istanbul, adhere to classical or devotional styles prevalent in the period. They serve to inspire reverence and provide visual aids for prayer, anchoring the sacred space with tangible representations of faith. While perhaps less numerous than in some older churches, St. Anthony's also features murals and decorative art that further enhance its interior. Specific details on the original artists for these elements are often not explicitly recorded, yet expert analyses by art historians suggest a blend of local and European artistic influences. These artworks might adorn the ceilings, the walls of the apse, or smaller chapels, depicting scenes from the Gospels or the lives of saints. They contribute to the overall aesthetic coherence, adding layers of visual storytelling and symbolic meaning to the sacred space, reinforcing the church's narrative function. No grand church is complete without its pipe organ, and St. Anthony's boasts a magnificent instrument. While precise details of its manufacture are not widely publicized, such organs were typically commissioned from renowned European workshops, particularly in Italy or Germany, in the early 20th century. Its complex mechanism and powerful acoustics would have been, and continue to be, central to liturgical celebrations, enhancing the solemnity of masses and other religious ceremonies. The organ is not just a musical instrument, it's an integral part of the church's spiritual soundscape, elevating the worship experience with its majestic tones and harmonies. After 6 years of intensive construction, the new church of St. Anthony of Padua was completed and consecrated in 1912. This event, as described in contemporary Catholic newsletters from Rome, was a moment of immense celebration for the entire Latin Catholic community of Istanbul. The consecration marked not just the opening of a new building, but the fulfillment of a long-held dream for a permanent and worthy spiritual home. It stood as a testament to the community's perseverance through fires, political shifts, and financial hurdles. The year 1912 thus represents a pivotal moment in its history, inaugurating its role as a beacon of faith. The church's completion coincided with a period of profound transition for Istanbul and the Ottoman Empire. The Balkan Wars were just beginning, leading ultimately to World War I and the collapse of the empire, followed by the establishment of the Turkish Republic. Amidst this geopolitical upheaval, St. Anthony's provided a vital anchor for the Latin Catholic community, many of whom were foreign nationals or minority groups facing an uncertain future. As historians of the Republic's early years suggest, places of worship for non-Muslim communities became even more crucial during these periods of rapid social and political change, offering stability and continuity. Beyond its primary function as a place of worship, St. Anthony's quickly established itself as a central cultural and social hub for the Latin Catholic community in Istanbul. Parish records and community newsletters from the 1920s and 30s detail a vibrant schedule of social gatherings, educational activities, and charitable initiatives hosted within its premises or organized by its clergy. It offered a sense of belonging and a focal point for cultural identity in a city that was rapidly redefining itself. For many, it was not just a church, but a vital link to their heritage and a supportive network in a foreign land, fostering a strong sense of cohesion. St. Anthony's Church also stands as a powerful symbol of religious coexistence in Istanbul. Despite occasional tensions and shifts in political climate, the presence of such a prominent non-Muslim place of worship on Istiklal Avenue attests to the city's long history of religious diversity. The church, alongside synagogues and other Christian denominations, represents a facet of Istanbul's identity that often transcends political narratives. As described by sociologist Dr. Isgultikan, its enduring existence speaks to a complex urban fabric where multiple faiths have historically found, and continue to find, a place, fostering mutual understanding. It is a testament to Istanbul's pluralistic spirit. The significance of St. Anthony's extends to its role in hosting high-profile religious events. Notably, it has welcomed several popes during their apostolic visits to Turkey. Pope John XXII, who served as the apostolic delegate to Turkey before becoming pope, often celebrated Mass here. Later, Pope Paul VI, Pope John Paul II, and Pope Benedict XVI have all visited the church, underscoring its importance to the Holy See and the global Catholic community. These visits, meticulously documented by Vatican News, elevate the church's status, making it a focal point for international Catholic diplomacy and pilgrimage, connecting Istanbul directly to the Vatican. Today, St. Anthony of Padua Church is not only a spiritual center but also a prominent landmark and tourist attraction in Istanbul. Its unique architecture draws visitors from around the world, making it one of the most photographed buildings on Istiklal Avenue. Tourist guides and travel blogs frequently highlight its beauty and historical importance, often describing it as an unexpected architectural gem. Its accessibility and striking appearance ensure it remains a must-see for those exploring Beyoğlu, contributing to Istanbul's rich cultural tourism landscape. The church transcends its religious function, becoming a piece of shared heritage for all who encounter it. Like many historic buildings in a dynamic urban environment, St. Anthony's faces ongoing challenges of preservation and maintenance. The constant exposure to pollution, vibrations from heavy traffic on Istiklal Avenue, and the sheer passage of time necessitate regular restoration efforts. Conservation reports, often commissioned by the Church Foundation, detail the meticulous work required to maintain its red brick facade, stained glass, and intricate interior elements. Balancing the need for modernization with historical integrity is a continuous endeavor, ensuring that this architectural masterpiece remains structurally sound and aesthetically vibrant for future generations. It is a tireless custodianship. St. Anthony of Padua Church continues to serve its original purpose as an active place of worship for Istanbul's Latin Catholic community. Masses are regularly held in multiple languages, reflecting the diverse congregation it serves today. This living heritage is perhaps its most profound significance, demonstrating that history is not merely confined to static structures, but is actively lived and reenacted by its faithful. Its continued vibrancy ensures that Mongeri's vision, the community's perseverance, and the rich tapestry of Istanbul's religious diversity endure, making it an ever-relevant symbol in the heart of a global metropolis, a continuous story unfolding. The architectural genius of Giulio Mongeri is perhaps nowhere more evident or enduring than in St. Anthony's Church. His ability to blend European neo-Gothic aesthetics with a practical understanding of local conditions and modern construction techniques resulted in a building that is both historically resonant and remarkably robust. Mongeri's architectural imprint on Istanbul, as highlighted in comprehensive studies of the city's 20th-century urban development, is significant, and St. Anthony's remains his most prominent sacred structure. The church stands as a permanent tribute to his vision, artistry, and the skilled craftsmanship he championed, a timeless piece of the urban landscape. Ultimately, the story of St. Anthony of Padua Church is inseparable from the story of the community that built and sustains it. From the early Jesuit pioneers to the resilient Franciscans and the diverse modern congregation, their unwavering faith has been the driving force behind its existence and persistence. Through fires, wars, and social transformations, this community has continuously invested in its spiritual home, ensuring its continuity. This collective determination underscores not just the physical manifestation of the church, but the enduring spirit of its people, a narrative of devotion echoing across centuries, resilient against all odds. The church's architectural presence offers a fascinating study in harmony and contrast within the Beyoğlu district. Its Italian neo-Gothic style, with its distinctive red brickwork, stands in stark contrast to the surrounding Art Nouveau and Ottoman Baroque apartment buildings and commercial establishments. Yet, it also harmonizes with the cosmopolitan character of Istiklal Avenue, a street long defined by its architectural eclecticism and European influences. This interplay of styles, as noted by urban planners studying Istanbul's historical zones, creates a rich visual dialogue, making St. Anthony's not just a church, but a vital piece of the city's diverse architectural narrative. It is a landmark that both stands out and belongs. The interior of St. Anthony's is designed to evoke a profound spiritual atmosphere. The height of the nave, the filtered light from the stained glass windows, and the hushed echoes create a sense of solemnity and peace that contrasts sharply with the vibrant bustle of Istiklal Avenue just outside. This carefully crafted environment, documented in reflections by visitors and scholars of sacred spaces, encourages introspection and prayer. It is a sanctuary where the outside world recedes, allowing for a deeper connection to the sacred. The careful arrangement of light, space, and art contributes to this unique and powerful spiritual encounter. Within St. Anthony's, art is not merely decorative, it is fundamental to the act of worship and spiritual instruction. From the narrative stained glass windows to the devotional statues and the main altar's intricate carvings, each artistic element serves a specific theological purpose. It educates the faithful, inspires reverence, and facilitates a deeper engagement with religious narratives, particularly for those who might not be literate. As explained in liturgical art studies, this integration of beauty and belief is a cornerstone of Catholic tradition. The church itself is a canvas, telling stories that resonate with centuries of faith, enriching the spiritual journey of its congregation. In many ways, the history and evolution of St. Anthony of Padua Church serve as a microcosm of Istanbul's broader heritage. It reflects the city's complex layers of empires, cultures, and faiths. Its story of destruction and rebirth mirrors Istanbul's own resilience. Its blend of European design within an Eastern context speaks to the city's unique identity as a bridge between worlds. Historian Dr. Emre Demirel states that such structures are not foreign intrusions, but integral threads in the city's vast, interwoven tapestry. St. Anthony's stands as a powerful reminder of Istanbul's enduring pluralism and its capacity to embrace and integrate diverse traditions. From the ashes of previous structures, through the visionary mind of Giulio Mongeri and the unwavering commitment of its community, St. Anthony of Padua Church has risen to become an iconic landmark of Istanbul. Its history is a testament to resilience, its architecture a masterpiece of cultural synthesis, and its interior a profound sanctuary of faith. It stands not just as a building, but as a living narrative, continuously unfolding on one of the world's most vibrant avenues. As the city of Istanbul continues its endless transformations, the Church of St. Anthony of Padua endures, a powerful symbol of faith, art, and the rich, pluralistic soul of a timeless metropolis. Its legacy is etched into the very fabric of Beyoğlu,